tots, gather around the ring light and press those lashes down because it's another week of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10, and we are halfway through a bracket 3, baby. That's right, episode 8 came in hot with photo shoots and country bangers and more denim than a Trixie Mattel warehouse sale. I'm your host, Mackenzie, bringing the sass and the shade and the sequins, and I'm joined by one of my favorite queens of chaos at the moment, Dakota, and we will be joined later by the unstoppable Tsunami Rayne Duvall. All right, buckle in and clutch your cowboy boots and let's dive in. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey.
Hi, Sophie Dovey.
Hey,
hi,
Sophie.
Bubco. Bubco
Hello,
says,
Bubco.
hi, ladies. Looking lovely as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. We are the yin and yang. She is black and I'm white.
I'm always in black. Yeah.
I mean, you showed us a little bit more of your color palette at the end of the recap season of Drag Race season 17.
And last weekend, remember I wore my new top last weekend. I was called Granny in it. So, you know.
Oh, yeah, because of the Argyle print on it.
Fuck you, Sophie Dovey. Sophie Dovey saying, Mackenzie looks okay. Dakota looks hot.
Thanks.
Sophie Dovey also says, we are in World War III. Well, hopefully not yet, but if things keep on, then, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to be out on the battlefield walking around looking for iced coffee and a phone charger. Like, what?
Thoughts and prayers if you live in big cities in the U.S. Thoughts and prayers. Anyway. Jess Collins said, Kenzie looks like she's dressed for Denali's funeral. Well, I am dressed for a couple of funerals this week, but that's just personal. But yeah. Yeah. Boko says, Dakota, I'll be right there with you, girl.
I saw a meme and it was like Kris Jenner in a jacket looking confused, and it's like me. I'll have to pull it up in a minute.
I think you posted it on your Instagram story, didn't you?
Yes, it is on my Instagram story. Let me see. Kris Jenner in a jacket looking confused.
Oh, yeah.
Me. Literally me.
Sophie Duffy thinks that you look like you're going to the prom. And then Bubco says that meme lives rent-free in my brain.
Yes. If I find a meme really funny, I either send it to a bunch of friends, or if I don't think they'll appreciate it, because I send my friends way too much stuff on Instagram, because Instagram reels and memes are the best. They are the best. I like them better than TikTok. I like them better than Facebook. They're the best. And if I don't feel like my friends are going to appreciate them, I post them on my story so that everybody can see them. And thank you for the compliment. I'm literally just wearing like a white tennis dress.
And before we get started talking about Drag Race, I'm going to do this for Sophie Duffy because I know Sophie Duffy will be dipping out very soon. So click. So just a reminder that Big Brother 27 is coming, and the Couch Potato Queens will be covering every glorious and chaotic minute. It all kicks off with a 90-minute premiere on Thursday, July 10th at 8/7 Central, and it will be followed by another 90-minute Sunday episode on July 13th. After that, you can catch all of the hot mic moments in HOH Heartbreak every Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern Time for supersized drama, and on Thursdays from 8 to 9 for live evictions that we live for, and on Sunday from 8 to 9 because Sundays are for shade and strategy. And don't forget, Big Brother Unlocked will drop every other Friday starting July 25th at 8/7 Central, giving you never-before footage, surprise guest appearances, and former house guests spilling the tea like it's boiling hot HOH brew. So whether you're here for the queens or competitions, lip syncs, or live feeds, your potato queens have got your summer covered like a wig on a hot, humid day. So Big Brother will be on past Mackenzie's bedtime. Bitch, you don't know me. I'm up till 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning. Dakota and I have been on the phone for 12 hours straight until 4 o'clock in the morning.
She used to be a bit more of a night owl with me, but she has a new job. So she was working remotely before, but she actually has to go into an office now. Same thing she was doing before, but she actually has to go into an office. So she has
and California traffic is not cute.
6 lanes, 8 lanes ain't enough.
Anyway, the unlocked thing doesn't interest me at all for some reason. I know, same here, but you know. And Sophie Duffy, actually, I'm going to give Josh some credit here. Josh has actually been working behind the scenes to get things ready for this next season and not making any promises because you know how it is when we make promises, but you'll probably see a ranking of our favorite house guest and a ranking of the seasons before Big Brother drops in a couple of weeks. Stay tuned. So, girl, what did you think about this episode?
I had high hopes for this bracket because, you know, the first one was giving us like the fake drama, but they were really just kikiing and having a good time. And then the second bracket, there was really some drama. Mistress was cooking in the kitchen. And
girl, what season was it where she's like, we were rooting for you? I feel like that for this bracket.
Yeah. I hadn't even watched the episode yet, like, because it comes out like Friday morning at like 2 a.m. And I hadn't watched it come like Friday night, Saturday morning-ish. And I kept seeing a bunch of like memes and posts from Drag Race fan pages. And they were all like, wake me up when bracket 3 is over. And they're like, production is productioning again. And they're like, why don't they just give it to Ginger at this point? Because that's exactly what they want. And I'm like, oh, I was like, something must be happening in Ginger's favor. And then I watched it and I was like, yeah, I can kind of see it. Oh my God, Mary, the smoke break bracket. Honestly, I was kind of thinking it was going to be more drama because there was a couple of villains on their season, but like, why is Dia Betty and Acid Betty the quote unquote villains of their season? Why are they being like nice cutesy Bettys?
I mean, look, nobody's ever going to live up to the Mistress era. Like, nobody can. And I like what Joseph Collins said here. This bracket is letting us breathe after Mistress and Nicole were on our screens for the 3 weeks. And in a way, yes. But before we get started, because I want to give Tsunami a little bit of time to try to get in, because I think she was driving and trying to make it home. There's a lot of hate being thrown towards Ginger Minge right now. And I just want to say, I feel like the hate is unfounded because let's take Ginger Minge out of the equation for just a second. And let's throw in any queen from season or from bracket 1 that was, could have taken her place. Bosco. If Bosco would have been in this bracket, Bosco still would have eaten and Bosco would have won everything. Same with Mistress or Georges. If you took Ginger out and put one of those two into this bracket, same thing. A lot of people are trying to say, oh, the producers are producing. Well, no fucking shit. This is a reality competition show. Yes, the producers are going to produce. However, every single bracket, we have had one acting challenge. We have had a singing challenge or a music video challenge or some kind of a singing challenge. And we have had some type of a design challenge or group challenge type thing. I mean, every single bracket. So, and Dakota and Joseph just said it, what I was just thinking. I don't see it. There are 3 spots and plenty of opportunities. Ginger is an older queen that is just good at her job. She deserved her wins. Irene won all 3 weeks in her bracket. Exactly. Because look at it like this. Love them, but Denali and Acid Betty were early outs in their season. They did not last very long. Ginger Minge has been on 1,000 seasons of Drag Race, so she's been on 500 episodes. That gives her more experience. She knows how to handle these challenges. She knows how to come into them. So don't blame her for coming into this and doing a good job.
I think I can see both sides. I can see like Ginger Minge won the design comedy challenge, but it was more focused on comedy, when Ginger, we know, isn't a sewer and she's not a designer and she's not a fashionista type of girl. So I could kind of see it, but at the same time, it's a bracket where 3 people are winning and going through. It's not like they're gearing her up to win the whole season, but there's 2 other people that can be in the top spots that go through on this bracket. Ginger won't be the only one. We kind of knew Ginger was going to go through to the end. She's been on what, 3 or 4 seasons of Drag Race at this point. Like, she's a very seasoned queen. She knows the game. She's good at the competition.
So, Sophie Dophy, the tournament style is kind of confusing. So, we have 18 queens that are competing, 6 in bracket 1, 6 in bracket 2, 6 in bracket 3. So, the winners of bracket 1 are the 3 queens you see in the orange. The queens from bracket 2 are the top 3 queens are in the pink. And now we've got these 6 queens that we're talking about in this bracket. The top 3 from this one, they will all move on to the semifinals. Whenever they get to the semifinals, they will compete in Snatch Game, and they'll compete in a talent show competition for 2 episodes. And then that'll whittle us down to, I think, the top 8. And then there'll be a SmackDown for the Crown episode where they do this huge lip sync battle type thing to see who wins. So honestly, it was confusing at first, but I am really enjoying this bracket style because I feel like it's giving us the chance to see queens that we normally wouldn't get to see a lot from, because if it was 18 people on our screens, they would be getting very little screen time each.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's given everybody a chance to show more of their drag, because a lot of the queens have not been on an episode or a season of Drag Race in 10 plus years. So with the smaller format where there's only 6 queens per bracket, you're actually getting to see more of like the personality, more of like the development, more of the fashion and the talent from these queens that you normally wouldn't have seen before, when there's some talented queens that have went home first and second. So,
yep. And Joseph Collins said, Ginger was not a sewer, but Daya is. Daya gave Ginger her flowers because she wrote that whole script and Daya did her dress. And we can say the same thing about Denali. Denali did her own outfit, but Denali didn't write a single thing of the script because she couldn't contribute to anything because she was just too focused on doing the look. So, Ginger, bravo to her for doing such a good job. It's well deserved. And, I think if you looked at this bracket and you thought anybody besides Ginger would probably be moving on to the semifinals, you were crazy and smoking something, because it's Ginger fucking Minge. Anyway, let's move on along and discuss this episode. So the queens waltz back into the workroom looking like they just finished filming an episode of Real Housewives of Untucked County, and they're all still gagged from last week's design challenge, and they're ready to hand out their MVQ points like they're passing notes in homeroom. Sophie Duffy said, I can't wait for the best Big Brother episode, or whatever Mackenzie said. We know Rachel, Janelle, and others will be on the list. And a lot more, because we're going to do, I think, the top 20. And we're going to rank all 27 seasons of Big Brother, or 26 seasons of Big Brother. And we are not going to rank Big BOT, because we just don't count it. Anyway, so Denali gives her point to Acid. Cynthia gives hers to Alyssa. Acid returned hers to Denali, and Alyssa sent hers back to Cynthia. Very sisterhood of the traveling 1-point badge. So Dakota, do you feel like the point trades was being very sweet or being strategic?
I think it was being very sweet. I kind of saw it coming based on the last challenge where it was duo groups. And the girls that didn't win, I kind of saw it being that way, where they worked together. Someone did this, someone did that. I feel like they were going to give each other their point. That just made the most sense. Now, if it was like a mistress type of bracket, then we would say we're going to give each other, and then we would give it to our friend instead.
Yep. So we end this first episode, or going into the second episode, with Acid Betty with 1 point, Alyssa with 1 point, Cynthia with 1 point, and Denali all with 1 point. Diabetti is in second place with 2 points, and Ginger Minge is in the lead with 3 points. Are you really and honestly surprised at all, though, with how, any of the opponents are at this point? I'm not.
No, I mean, Ginger is in my top picks. So I kind of saw it coming. I knew that Ginger was seasoned. She'd been on multiple seasons. She knows what she's doing. And she's a strong competitor. So I kind of saw it coming. I knew she was going to be in the top 30. I'm like, maybe she won't win the season. We don't know. But I knew that she was going to be in the top bracket. So,
yeah. I agree. And I mean, well, we'll get back more to that at the end of the episode. So the girls come back into the workroom the next day, and RuPaul sachets in with a mini challenge that had us screaming as if it is a Clueless themed photo shoot complete with Cher Horowitz quick drag yellow and plaid dreams. Now, y'all know I love a 90s reference, but for some of these queens, it looked more like Daya cosplaying and a catalog disaster than Beverly Hills. So let's look through each one of the looks. Let me pull up. There it is. First up, we have Miss Acid Betty. What did you think of her look?
it was, I honestly did not think that we were going to rate the mini challenge looks.
Girl, that's why I sent the pictures in the group chat and I said, these are the looks that we are rating.
So we're doing a okay. So we're doing a slay of the day. Let me see. Is this going to be like slay day?
Girl.
So is this going to be like the best,
same
or
rules?
like?
Yeah. Whoever in your opinion was the best.
Let me see. Look through. Hold on a second. I'm looking through all.
Cheater.
I'm not a cheater. You sent it to me in the group chat. Who was the best?
Where the Dion's, they pair them up. Yeah, that would have been good.
I would say, I feel like we should have done a different verbiage for like what we're rating this, because let's be honest, some of these are a hot ass fucking mess.
Well, then give it a couch catastrophe if it's a hot ass fucking mess.
It's honestly, can I have more than one couch catastrophe?
No, yeah, you can have multiple of those.
Okay.
I gave out 2 last week, remember?
It's a couch catastrophe for me because it's a hot mess, but it's a mini challenge. Like, it doesn't really matter. You're just trying to be
girl. Stupid. Same thing fucking here. This is you like the new ticker? What the fuck, are you kidding me? This is a couch catastrophe. Like, girl. But at the same time, I'm kind of living for it because it's Acid Betty. I mean, come on. If anybody else had done this, I'd be like, ugh. Okay.
She's an artistic.
Next up. Yeah. Next up, we have Alyssa Hunter.
I mean, I like that she customized it a little bit. The hair is not giving 90s Clueless at all. I would just say meh.
I agree. Same here. Meh. Popcorn pass for me. Next up, we have Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
Why is she giving Jerry Blank from Strangers with Candy as a blonde? Why does she look like Jerry Blank from Strangers with Candy?
That wasn't the reference I was going for. I was going for, this looks like Jerry Springer in drag.
This looks like Jerry Blank trying to do a Clueless tribute.
Hi, Nelson.
Nelson.
Girl, I don't, girl.
It's not a couch catastrophe. It's not a couch catastrophe. It's a meh. It's just kind of bland.
I'm gonna mop this look.
It's giving white bread.
It is white bread, but I'm mopping it. Yep. Next we have Diabetes.
Okay, I was gonna give this a couch catastrophe, but for some reason it's kind of fierce, like how messy everything is. And then like the knee-high stockings and the garter, the garter on her thigh, like I don't know, I kind of like the messiness of it.
I'm giving this a mop it.
I would mop it. I think it's what Acid Betty was trying to do, but Diabetes just did it way better. So I'm gonna mop it.
Next up we have Denali. This is my fucking slay of the day. Anybody that is trying to mount a tennis racket is just chef's kiss for me.
I would mop it. It's not my slay of the day.
Oh. And last but not least, we have Miss Ginger Minge.
My slay of the day, because I love when a thick, curvy girl does a skinny girl tribute, and she nailed it for me.
Is that why you're my friend?
Girl, you forget. Like, I used to weigh like almost 300 pounds. So
not anymore. I do not. Hush.
We don't
hush.
I was almost 300 pounds when I graduated high school, and then I lost like 130 pounds literally right after I graduated high school, and have kept the weight off mostly since then. So
we find out that Denali has won this challenge and she receives $1,000. Do we agree?
Yeah. Hers was camp. It was funny. It was fierce. Yeah.
Then we find out that RuPaul then dropped the country bomb. They're going to have 2 original songs, and there will be 2 groups of 3, a whole lot of yeehaw realness. The queens had to split up to tackle Key Your Car and Trailer Hitch. And a girl group challenge called Stage Cooch the Festival. So this is where things are getting spicy. Huh?
So it's supposed to, we knew it was going to be country because Stagecoach is basically the country version of Coachella. So we knew it was going to be country. We knew that at least one of the queens, Ginger, is from the South, and she is a comedy theater queen. So we already knew that she was going to excel, but there are a couple other girls in here that I know would have done well too. So,
well, I mean, and Denali also writes music, as we find out. So, I mean, this people can sit here and say this challenge was for Ginger, but I mean, it could easily just have been for Denali. And we also find out through this challenge that Cynthia Lee Fontaine is a musician, so it could have just as easily been a Cynthia challenge, you know. So That's why it just pisses me off when people try to take away from someone else's win and belittle it just because, you know, they're favorite.
But even if they are
I'm guilty for doing too.
But even if they are playing to Ginger's strength, she's so strong at everything. Like, it wouldn't matter what they did. She was going to, unless it was strictly just a design challenge, that's probably the only thing out of all the challenges there are that she wouldn't excel in. She's going to excel in almost everything because she's been on so many different seasons of Drag Race. She just knows, she's just good. She's well-rounded. She's a seasoned queen. That's what they're looking for. So I can see both sides, but at the same time, like, Ginger's not the one picking the challenges. She can't help what production and the directors pick. She's just doing the best that she can in the moment with the challenges that they've given her. She can't help that. So it's not her fault.
Yep. So let's see. Joseph said Ginger would have won 2 out of 3 of each of the challenges in any of these brackets so far. I completely agree. But I can also honestly say that I feel like any of these queens could have easily won 2 of each of these challenges in any of these brackets. It's just they're against some of the better queens and they're all good. I mean, no one's really sucked except for, and Joseph, I'm sorry when I say this, but Nicole Paige Brooks, but she did not suck when it came to people loving her and giving us personality and giving us her looks just weren't as strong as other queens' looks. But are we going to remember her looks or are we going to remember her iconic moments for years to come? We're going to remember her iconic moments. And Tsunami just messaged me and she will be joining us in just a minute. But yeah, I agree. Joseph, it's just, yeah.
Brittany commented, but for some reason she sent me a screenshot of it, but it's not popping up. I'm trying to ask her what platform she commented on. It almost looks like, I don't know if it's Instagram or TikTok.
If it's Instagram, then the top comments will not follow through. It only does it on Facebook or YouTube. So if you are watching us on Instagram, thanks. But you got to watch us on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube for the comments to come through.
Okay. Because she commented and said, hey, the beautiful Dakota. And this is the first time I've ever seen your hair down, Mackenzie. Looks so good down.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, now that I'm working a job and out, and around people, I'm having to wear my hair down a lot more and I'm kind of getting more used to it. But I'm very much if it's hot and the hair is down on the back of my neck, I feel like I am getting choked out and not in a good way.
Yeah, Mackenzie was blonde when I met her over 7 years ago now. And her hair was like just at her shoulders. This is the longest I've ever seen Mackenzie's hair, like in person.
Yep.
So it is long.
Joseph Collins said, Nicole Paige Brooks also kind of got robbed in the roast. She has the only verse that people remember. I don't even remember her verse, to be quite honest. I don't. Honestly, I only remember some of. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Miss Tsunami Rayne.
Hey.
Girl.
Yeah. Hey,
How
girl.
are you?
Girl, we good. How was you?
I appreciate it. Girl, just going a month, but I'm glad to be home. So
You don't say.
I've been doing well.
Let's look at some of these pictures. Look at some of these pictures, y'all. This is Tsunami headlining. Was this at Paducah Pride?
Yes, it was at Paducah Pride in Kentucky, and it was such an amazing experience. I got to meet so many people and make connections with them, and yeah, girl, it was fun.
If y'all
jump
haven't
split.
been
Look at this
watching-
jump. Y'all look at this picture. This picture is fierce.
If y'all haven't been watching every week, she has been missing in action for the last 3 weeks, but rightfully so. She had a full itinerary for the month of June for all the prides that she was headlining and performing at. So y'all give a round of applause for Tsunami. She's back this week.
I am back. I'm so glad to be back with my sisters.
I love this outfit. I love this hair. I love the feathers coming out. I love all of it. Like, just, chef's kiss.
It's pride,
Thank
but
you.
it's also like Mardi Gras. Like,
It was very, hey. It's cute.
Miss Tsunami been to enough of the Mardi Gras balls. She done picked up a few little tidbits, and she was married to one or in a relationship with one for a while. So she got some tidbits and some backstage tea on how
to do a couple of things. Yes.
Just a couple of things.
Oh,
Since you've been gone, let's just catch everybody. So let's take a look at our drag picks. So here's where you are at, Tsunami. You've still got 3 in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You got Bosco, of course, and Georgia. So they move forward. But for this bracket, you got 3 in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Dakota. Here's Dakota's. She's only got 1 or 2 in the games. She's got Cynthia and Ginger. And of course, you know, Aja and Miss Lydia Butthole Collins have moved forward. And then my bracket, only got 1 girl in this bracket, but I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I feel like I'm going to have all 3 in mine. How are you feeling about this season so far?
As the brackets, I really like it, and they need to come out with it every season because it's very, very entertaining. I really like this season. It's a lot different than the others, and there's so much more drama.
Oh yeah. Mary said that is a really good look. Talking about your pride look. So Mary,
thank you.
So we are about to. Well, we're getting to where they are just splitting off into their girl groups. So let's see. We get Key Your Car and Trailer Hitch and Diabetes, Cynthia Lee Fontaine, and Ginger Minge snatch up Key Your Car, while Denali, Alyssa Hunter, and Acid Betty locked in Trailer Hitch. So, Tsunami, was anyone in the wrong group? And it looked clearly who chose chaos by joining the wrong song.
Girl, that's a good question, and I don't know if I can even answer that because I mean they're all different.
Yeah,
I personally, I didn't really like this challenge. I thought it was kind of hokey pokey. I felt like the first group was very like
hokey pokey. Have you ever watched RuPaul's Drag Race?
I mean, but like more so than usual. But I feel like the first bracket, they look like country music stars performing at Stagecoach. But I feel like the second bracket, like they didn't look like country stars at all. Like none of their outfits complemented each other. They were all completely different. There was no cohesion whatsoever. Personally.
Do you know what this sounds like?
What?
There was nothing saying they were a bracket.
Yeah.
But this sounds like a repeat of mine and your conversation 3 weeks ago for the group challenge for bracket 2. The first bracket, Mistress's bracket, they all had a cohesive, unified look. The second bracket was all completely different. The second group was just very different. No one had a cohesive look. It was just chaotic. And that's exactly what happened in this bracket. You had group 1 where everything tied together, and it was just like, it was a continuation of a story. We knew what was happening. This man was cheating. We're going to get to that in a second. So, anyway.
Ginger's bracket was like uniforms, like they all complemented each other. Their outfits read country music stars. Like they matched the same energy. And I feel like they stole the show because then all of a sudden, here comes the other girls from the other group coming out on stage while Ginger's group is still on the stage. And I'm just like, who the fuck are they? Like, why do they not
get to all of the girls in a second. We'll get to their looks here in just a second. Here comes Orville Peck, masked, mysterious, and surprisingly nurturing. He was giving cowboy realness with a side of, I listened to Phoebe Bridgers. He also offered advice on tone and rhythm and whatever the fuck Alyssa Hunter thought she was doing vocally.
Woo, child, I know he's gay, but he is fine. Fine, Orville Peck is fine.
He reminds me of Rey Mysterio from wrestling.
With the mask, yes.
And he had those blue eyes.
Blue eyes. And the tattoos. He's not as like built as him, but yes, I see it completely. Mackenzie, what you playing with your hair for, girl? You know something?
I'm not allowed to say.
Did he slide in your DMs?
Who? Orville Peck? No.
Yeah.
But certain wrestlers may have.
Oh.
And certain wrestlers may have slid into more than my DMs.
Okay.
Dakota knows this story. I have told Dakota this story.
A reality star?
No. Somebody we just talked about.
Mama June's husband?
No.
That's true too. That's true too.
Girl, we kicking you
crazy.
out. We kicking you
I
out.
can't.
I don't know.
How you gonna put out my? All right, moving on along. Moving on along. I don't need people coming to kill me.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah. So he looking fine. He looking fine. And if nobody has seen it, you should Google his nudes because he posed in a magazine. Oh, Tsunami just disappeared. Yeah, he posed in a magazine a long time ago, and it is gorgeous.
I'm just drawing a blank. I'll probably remember it.
Hi, Brittany.
Hey.
Girl, we ain't talking about which husband. Dakota can tell you which husband when Dakota gets her nails done. Nope, not here. You want to know? Y'all message me offline, and I'm not talking about it.
So is this going to be a whole different side bonus to this episode?
Anybody who messages me privately, I will give the details to. Allegedly.
Okay.
And I'll tell you once we are not live, and this cannot be shared on things. Anyway, what y'all think about Alyssa Hunter and her Kermit Brown voice?
Honestly,
I loved it.
I thought she did good originally, but then when Acid Betty was like, just use your regular voice and be more sassy, and she did, and she's like, oh, it already sounds so much better. So I'm glad that she took Acid Betty's direction from behind the scenes.
Girl, we'll get to her that in just a second when we do her critique, because anyway. Yeah, this is Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
Look, it was cringe. It was very cringe, but at the same time, honey, it's rememberable. So
I love that word, rememberable. Oh my God, I'm gonna start using that word. It's like Mexicatessin. I'm gonna start using that.
Mackenzie's pussy, rememberable.
Period.
For the wrong reasons.
Let's see here. Tsunami, do you think Orville's advice helped any of them pull it together?
I do. I think they did try their best at trying to take what they told them and put it out there on stage. But sometimes things land, sometimes they don't, and I thought it was good. I thought it was hilarious. At the same time.
Speaking of things landing, you could tell real fast and hurried that Denali and both Alyssa wanted Orville Peck's dick to land in their mouth or butthole.
Girl, I didn't pay attention.
Absolutely.
I didn't pay attention to anything Orville was saying. I was just looking at him. I'm like, he's really good friends with Trixie Mattel, and I watch her channel all the time. And whenever he's on there, I just sit there and stare. I'm like, he's too beautiful. Like, even with a mask on, he's beautiful.
Yeah.
Mary said, the Muppet voice kills the trade allegations. Could you imagine? Yeah. I can't ask, we cannot ask Dakota this question because she doesn't do this. But Miss Tsunami, if you was hooking up with Trade and then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, fuck me, daddy, like Kermit the Frog, what are you going to do?
I'm going to become Miss Piggy. That's what I'm going to become, honey. Look, let's role play, honey. I don't know what just got into your little throat over there, but honey, let's pig it out.
Oh my gosh. This is like this is like season 17 that we just got done with. They're like, she's a piggy. She just eats and eats and eats and eats every single episode.
That's not what that means.
Well, that's what I took it at face value because that's what they said.
Girl, then these young gays need to go to a school and learn what a pig is in the gay community. Because a piggy in the gay community is not the one that just ate that up. I mean, they eat things up. They eat certain. We're not going there. Not going there. I cannot get monetized on this channel.
I don't feel like I was super sheltered as a child, but like I feel like I don't know half the terminology that we brought up on the podcast, and I just feel I don't know. I feel like left out, but I also feel kind of like como se
Grateful?
dice, dumb because I don't know. Like
You should feel grateful.
my
That's why, like, so mad that I did not have y'all on the 8-ball challenge because I wanted to ask Dakota. Dakota, have you had a good 8-ball before?
yeah, I had an 8-ball from Toy Story growing up where you shook it and the words would pop up in it.
What were you thinking?
Girl.
See, Tsunami doesn't know what the hidden meaning for an 8-ball is either.
So let's
Girl.
save that for that bonus episode.
Girl.
I can't.
She's out in nightclubs with queens who I know I know she's seen some 8-balls floating around. Not saying she's done them. She's seen them in dressing rooms because when you're a queen, there's a bunch of queens with 8-balls in the back of the dressing room going, you want to snort? And they just pull it out.
I cannot confirm or deny that statement due to the fact that I still go to those places. Yes, I still go to those places. Mm-hmm.
She's a good Christian woman. And, you know, she praises the Lord every evening. Every.
Mm-hmm.
Nelson Henry, is that not what an 8-ball is? Question mark. Yes, that is an 8-ball for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But not in gay lingo. That is not.
I learned what an 8-ball was on Toy Story.
Same. And I had one. I got it for Christmas, I think it was Christmas. I got it, and you asked it a question, and you shook it up, and it said yes, no, maybe, try again.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason that an 8-ball used to be one of my most favorite emojis and got used a lot, and it was in my recents all the time. Not anymore.
I am just a simple trans woman living in Central Alabama, and I live a very normal
trans. Oh my fucking God! Kick her out.
Yeah, I would have never thought.
And I live a very normal I live a heteronormative lifestyle, and maybe I'm sheltered.
Look.
I'm too.
I don't care what type of lifestyle you're living, hunty, but we ain't for all that.
I couldn't hear it. I can't hear y'all.
You can't hear us?
No, I couldn't hear you there for a second.
Oh, I said that I'm a simple trans woman living in Central Alabama, and I live a heteronormative lifestyle. I blend in. I don't call attention to myself. I don't speak on my private life. Like, I keep to myself.
Mm-hmm. You just live life.
Throat goat and
it does you well.
I have been told I was that. I will give myself that credit. I am vanilla, but I am pretty
throat goat.
I am.
She is that girl. She is that girl. Move over, Sasha Kobe.
She is a throat goat. Oh, go.
Oh,
GODDESS.
Okay.
Because you are stamped. Period. All the time.
We didn't have what's that? The NBC. Da 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 da. The more you know.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So let's talk about Stage Coochie, the festival. Oh wait. Then they get out on stage and they're practicing on stage their dance moves. And she keeps closing out her windows. That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Who was giving Dance Mom's Realness and who was giving Dancing with the Stars Realness?
Honestly,
closing out your windows.
No, I can't hear you, so I have to exit and come back.
Oh, can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I don't feel like any of the girls in this bracket were giving non-dancer on Dancing with the Stars, like someone that has never danced a two-step in their life.
I mean, I felt like Denali was doing pretty good, and so was Acid Betty, but it was just
Denali, of course, but that was a separate group. I'm talking about the Ginger Minges group.
Well, I showed both pictures, so I said both groups.
Oh, well, Ginger Minges was Struggle Bus, and the other group did pretty well. At least Denali did with the choreography.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we get to Runway Challenge. And we have Jamal Sims joining RuPaul on the stage as the guest judge. Jamal looking fine in this right here. Ooh.
He followed me on Instagram.
Yes, queen.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. And I love this look on RuPaul.
Okay. I love this look on RuPaul, but I would have liked it better if she would have wore like a copper colored wig with it.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Michelle's top to bottom, the pinup girl hair, the dress, like her tattoo showing on her thighs. I love this look on Michelle. Love.
Her fashion's getting better each time.
Joseph Collins said, if you've ever been line dancing, Acid Betty really gave us the most authentic performance and enjoyed the hell out of it. I completely agree, Joseph Collins. We'll get to the look soon in a minute. But yeah. First up, we have Stagecoach. First group we have are the and their name just went right the fuck up out my head. No, hold on. I can tell you, I just got to look at my graphic. The Mudflaps. This was the Mudflaps. What do we think about the Mudflaps?
Their group did the best out of both groups. They had the most stage presence. Their outfits read very like a little bit of like old school, but a little bit of modern, like very like, you know, Dolly Parton meets Shania Twain meets Carrie Underwood. That's what their outfits were giving, like modern country girl star. And I thought they did the best. They stood out the most. When the other group came on, it was a snooze fest. So I feel like their group stood out the most.
Yeah, I agree to an extent. I liked their group better simply because I felt like it told a story. I knew from the very beginning what was happening. I knew that all three of them had been with the same guy. One of them was married to the same guy, and it was humorous. But it was not anything that I would write home about or that I would rave about. It's what I would expect from these three. You know, so for me, it's a kind of a toss up. What about you, Tsunami?
I have to agree with both of y'all. I just think they were more prepared, and they worked really well together. I don't have really anything bad to say, but I think they worked really good together.
Joseph Collins. Sorry, but Ginger's group's outfits were giving Mystique Summers Madison's version of country.
Mystique Summers' country version of drag was like what like most women in the South would wear as business casual attire to their corporate job. That's what hers was giving.
Yeah, maybe, but not for the roost or the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race, even in season 2. Because speaking of Mystique Summers Madison, rumor has it she is coming for All Stars 11.
She hasn't been on what? It's been like what, 14 years for her?
Well, we're on tip.
But yeah, I think it's like 14
years.
There's
an ambulance outside my house, and there's not. So I don't know where that came from. Anyway, yeah, 17. Yeah, so 16 years. 17. Yeah,
God.
It's been a long fucking time.
That's so crazy that the season 1 came out when I was like 13 or 14. I was like a freshman in high school, 8th grade freshman in high school when the first season came out.
I think we went to school near around the same time.
I graduated in 2012. I just turned 31 in April.
So I graduated in 2010.
Okay, so I was a sophomore when you graduated.
Mm-hmm.
I graduated in 1995.
She's old. Anyways.
And
that's the tea.
And
I've never heard Tsunami.
bye, Tsunami.
I've never heard Tsunami read anybody before. Tsunami took that break and came back charged.
She good, girl. She good. Oh, I love your hair, Tsunami. Look at that hair.
Thank you. I like
Giving man top bun, man bun.
I
Yes.
didn't realize that you had long hair. I thought that you kept your hair shaved.
Okay, let's clock.
No, like because you're usually wearing a hat. So like I always just thought that your hair was shaved. Like I guess I didn't realize that your hair was long.
It's fake. It's
Men
fake.
can get extensions too, boo.
And it's okay. It's fake.
Men can
All
wear
this is-
extensions.
Well, actually, it was sewed in, but it's whatever.
Oh, good sewing.
You paid for it. It's yours.
Yes. Well, I didn't pay for it, but yeah.
Baby, if I had the time, I would probably get extensions too, just so my hair would be even longer and thicker than it is now.
I love thick hair. Mm.
What are you laughing at, Mackenzie?
My mother just texted me and said that y'all don't care about this, but her neighbor is an older woman, and all of a sudden my mom looks up and there was 15 ambulances and fire trucks and cop cars outside of her house. And it was her neighbor. Her best friend called her, and her best friend lived in Michigan. And she called to check on her, and she didn't answer her phone. She didn't feel like talking to her, so she pulled a Dakota and she hit ignore. And the friend called 911 and asked for a wellness check because she didn't answer her phone call. And she was fine. She just was ghosting her because she didn't want to talk.
Oh, wow.
That's what the ambulance is.
That's crazy.
Y'all don't know, Mackenzie and her mom live in California, and they literally live in two separate complexes, but literally right across the street from each other.
Oh, wow.
So that ambulance that she saw earlier was her mom's ambulance.
Girl. You know, and I've done something similar. Should I share that? Should I share what I did to you that time, Dakota?
What you did to me?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't call an ambulance to my house.
No, but I text you from a different number.
Yes. Mackenzie, this is how nuts this girl is. She is rotted, baby.
But hold up, before I say it, I was setting this up for weeks. So, you know, Dakota's husband works out of town. And so, you know, she may be home sometimes. She may go to her mom sometimes. But I've always been like, your curtains aren't very thick. You know, if somebody was outside your house, they'd be able to see right through and see in. Oh, no, girl, my curtains are good. My curtains are good. She'd be sitting there and be like, somebody just walked behind your camera. She's like, no, they didn't. And I'm like, yeah, girl, they did. So one night, we're messaging. I think we're on video call and watching something. I think we were watching Drag Race last year. We were watching Drag Race because I sent her a text and I went and downloaded a fake number app. And I sent her a number.
It was like two
something in the morning.
It was 2 years ago. It was like 2 or 3 years ago.
And I then said, what's going on, gorgeous? And she's like, who is this? And I didn't respond for like 15 minutes. And after about 15 minutes, I said, just somebody. And we were watching Drag Race. I'm like, just somebody sitting here jerking off, watching you through your window, watching cross-dressers on TV. And when I tell you, she went,
bitch, I'm telling you, I was sitting on the couch and I froze like this. I was afraid to move. I was like,
she starts flipping out.
He's like, what's wrong, Dakota? Are you there? And I'm like, Mackenzie, someone just texted me that they're outside my window. And I'm like, I'm afraid to move because I feel like they're going to be able to see movement. And we
need a welfare check.
She tried to put her phone on mute, and I swear she was laughing so hard I could hear her laugh through the mute button. That is
That's
how hard
funny.
she was laughing. When I tell you my heart was pounding at the nail, I don't know if I started getting cold sweats. I've never been more scared in my life.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Don't ever be friends with her and live by yourself like I do. Don't ever do that because she'll do that stuff too.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Do you see anything behind me?
Oh,
Oh, it's a picture. It's a lovely picture.
Just a picture. What's that a picture of?
It's of an old plane from back in I think it's like the First World War.
Oh, nice.
How fitting, considering.
Got dinner, another one. All right. So let's see. So let's go into group 2, the Whiskey Chicks. Such an original name. Girl. I'll go first.
Okay, please do.
While the first group might have looked like Mystique Summers Madison's country rejects. At least it looked like some. These look like 3 different looks. Denali looks like she is a Pamela Anderson stunt double with smaller tits.
No,
Acid Betty's looks the best.
Okay. Acid Betty looks like she was on an acid trip going to a space convention. Denali looked like Pamela Anderson auditioning for Hello Dolly. And Alyssa Hunter looks like she's auditioning for the part of a mermaid in some Broadway show. But
or as an extra in Frozen.
I like their outfits better than the other group because I would wear them, but the other groups read country. Theirs do not read cohesion or country. They are all completely separate looks, but I like their outfits better because they're more fashion forward and it's something I would wear.
The only one I thought looked great was Acid Betty's, and I love the fact that it lit up.
I like
it's hard to tell, but
I like Alyssa Hunter's.
Choices. Yeah.
But can we talk about their wigs?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you so much. Why do they look so dry? They're on RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, oil sheen is a thing. So, I mean, they could have oil sheened it.
Yeah.
Maybe ran a comb through it.
Theirs didn't look thirsty. I mean, Ginger's looked a little thirsty, but she was, this group though, and like props, hands out to Acid though. She wore something different that she probably would never and will never wear again. But
another thing is, why are their looks purple, blue, and like silver or metallic?
That's what I'm saying. There's no cohesion to it. There's no, they look like they're in 3 different challenges. And for me, their lyrics were like they were in 3 different songs.
Mm-hmm. Like they were doing their own thing instead of being a group.
When they came out on stage, I was like, was this an afterthought? Like, why is there like, I don't know. I don't feel like, I feel like their performance was an afterthought, and like Ginger's group was like the main performer at a concert, and then like these were the openers coming out to like finish the show, basically. Like that's what it was giving. Like I don't know. It didn't read.
Just Colin said, Acid Betty is giving an old Dolly wig with a new Dolly outfit. Love, love, love this shit.
It did look sickening, for sure.
And I loved Acid's lyrics over everybody else's. I did not care for Denali's lyrics. To me, like it was like she was trying to do too much, which we'll get into later, but that seemed to be a theme for her for this episode.
You know what Acid Betty reminds me of? She reminds me of the blonde girl. Me and Mackenzie talked about this earlier. She reminds me of the blonde queen on Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, the one in the silver outfit at the beginning of the pageant with the big fake boobs. That's who Acid Betty reminded me of.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Yep. Yeah, it was okay. So let's get into judging these runways. And I'm gonna have to remember to add Tsunami in because our new stuff. So, what do we think of Acid Betty?
Okay, let me preface this by saying this was kind of a snooze fest of a challenge, and I did not like the runway theme whatsoever.
The runway theme is Night of 1,000 Mileys.
Reference to Miley Cyrus, and she's not even really a country star, so I don't know how this ties into the challenge, but I did not like this challenge at all. I did not like their choice of the runway theme because I don't think really anything that Miley Cyrus has worn has been overly iconic other than what she wore at the VMAs in like 2013. So I didn't really like any of the outfits that much, but I will try to do my best. So did Tsunami leave?
I think she's having connection issue. There she is.
Okay, so yes, I don't like the runway theme, so I feel bad for the girls having to put together outfits that are reminiscent of Miley Cyrus because I don't think any of them were amazing.
Mary, thank you. I completely agree. No one did a Hannah Montana look.
Yeah,
nobody.
Exactly. I can think of at least 3 Hannah Montana outfits that were iconic when I was in middle school and high school watching that. Yep. And I don't know why nobody did that.
Joseph Collins also said she's put out 2 country albums, and Dolly's her godmother and Billy Ray's her dad. I think referring to that she is country.
Yeah.
And then Mary said, funny enough, Gaga came 2 years after Miley was Hannah Montana.
Yep.
Because Lady Gaga came out in 2008. Katy Perry came out in like 2007. Gaga was 8, and then okay, so Acid Betty, she did Miley but put her spin on it. Honestly, I don't know. I don't really like any of these.
Joseph.
I don't really like any of these looks, but I'm going to. Oh, who is my?
I'll go first since you're trying to think.
Yeah.
For me, I love this look. It was different. I understood the reference points that she was trying to give. She did drag it up for me, this is a slay of the day compared to the other looks that we saw on the runway. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
What about you, Tsunami?
I mean, it's cute. It's cute. But I would also say it's the slay of the day. But I mean, there should have been, more options for a slay of the day. For sure. I did like how the dress looked. The hair went really well with it, and her makeup was flawless.
Tsunami, your sound is a bit distorted. I think you have like a little bit of a connection issue.
Yeah,
you're sounding robotic, Tsunami. That may be why you were having issues.
It's very static, so I don't know what the issue is.
What about you, Dakota? What do you think?
It'll be my slay of the day. I feel like hers was the most high fashion, but she also put a little bit of her in it. I will say that I feel like she was the slay of the day out of all of them.
Cool. Moving on along to Miss Alyssa Hunter.
I would mop it. It's what Miley wore to the Grammys a couple months back when she got her first Grammy Award. And it looks almost exactly like it because Bob Mackie made Miley's gown for that occasion. So it looks almost identical to the Bob Mackie outfit that she wore. And I think even the judges said the same thing. I would mop it.
Yeah. For me, I feel like the Bob Mackie thing was better. I did not like how the boobs were so close together at the top. It did not look like it was made for her. It looked like she borrowed this from somebody. So for me, this is a popcorn pass. What about you, Tsunami?
I really agree with what you just said. Yeah, they were just pushed together. And I didn't like the hair was okay, but I think if it was out of her face, it would have been a lot better.
Or bigger,
but
bigger hair.
Or bigger, yes, most definitely. So I'm also going to say it's a popcorn pass.
I do agree with the hair thing because her hair was not what Miley like how she had it styled at the Grammys a couple months ago. She literally had it all teased and like brushed back, almost like a teased up mohawk. It was very defined. It was very Tina Turner, is what it was.
And it's very ugly. It was horrible.
I thought it was cute. It was giving Tina Turner, but she like was using her real hair, not a wig.
Girl, that was not all her real hair.
She had extensions in, but I mean, it was her real hair mostly.
You bought it, you paid for it, it's yours.
But
next up, we have Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
I get the concept she was going for. I just feel like it was, even when Miley wore it, it was chaotic. It's a popcorn pass for me.
Okay, so sorry, go ahead.
No, you go first, girl. You go.
Okay, so I really like this outfit. I really, really do. It's very, you don't see nothing bunched up on the sides or anything. It fits her really well. The colors are super bright. The hair is beautiful. It goes with the outfit. And if I could, I would also make this one the slay of the day, but it's going to be a popcorn pass.
Yep.
And her makeup has come so far.
Her makeup has come very far. This is a couch fucking catastrophe for me. From what I saw, it was bunching up in the crotch and on the leg. It was very loose and moving around on her body. I did not like it. It did not look like the Miley Cyrus reference. It was. I got confused watching it. And Mary said, "Is this Cynthia's best look?" Yeah, it was not for me.
Cynthia's best look was her promo photo that you see right there.
Yes.
That's the best that Cynthia Lee has ever looked.
And
Very polished.
Same. I'm popping back up real quick to Alyssa. This was the best Alyssa. Like, I was waiting for this Alyssa to keep showing up on these episodes, Moving on to Daya Betty.
I would mop it. Like, I know the reference that she's using. It is a bit more simple. There is a lot that went into that gown and her hair, but it comes off a little bit more simple for the runway, but I would mop it.
What about you, Tsunami?
It just looks very plain. There's not much going on with it. It's very much a let's go to. Oh God, I don't want to say the Met Gala. Like, let's go to a funeral.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So whichever one's the worst one, it needs to be like deleted from her closet.
What the fuck are you kidding me? This is the couch catastrophe.
It was the funeral for this episode and this challenge because it was a snooze fest and I did not like it at all.
Absolutely.
It was a funeral for well, we'll get to that in a minute. I actually like this. For me, I would mop it. I did not like the hair with it, but I do feel like it looks very much like Miley because, Miley had very short, spiky hair when she wore this look.
And it's the most toned down we've seen Daya Betty, really. Because Daya Betty's drag mother is Crystal Method, who we know is like, quote unquote, the artsy clown queen. But this is the most toned down I've ever seen Daya Betty. So it's nice to see a little bit of change in her.
Next up, we
Which
have...
I should have added to that as well. I do agree with what you say. She did come down a lot, which it was more of a very well put together look, but it's just too black. It's very funeral vibes.
Yep. Next up we have, which one am I looking? Oh, there she is. Denali.
I honestly would mop this look. It was not my slay of the day. I know exactly what she's referencing. It was her crazy VMA performance in 2013. The outfit, the bear, she did the bear because she came out of a big bear in her performance. Like, she did her hair longer than Miley's, but she still did the two little
Ponies.
To be fair, and Rothko's recap, she said that if she went with 100% Miley on this look, it would be too masculine for her to do on the main stage, and she would get red for that. So she had to feminize it up a little bit by adding longer hair, adding the shoes, because Miley was barefoot on stage for it, stuff like that.
I liked the long hair, honestly. I liked that she made some edits to it, but I would mop it. I liked it.
What about you, Tsunami?
So I really like this look. It's super cute. And I also love the character that is on front of her outfit. And that photo that was taken where she did the exact same thing that was on her outfit, like, that was perfect. It's her. So, like, I love it a lot. So I'm going to popcorn past that.
You mean mop it? If you like
Yes,
it, popcorn
mop it.
pass means you were bored by it. Mop it. Yeah. Okay.
I was not bored by it.
I am also going to mop this look. I've liked it. I just, when it comes to what, I'm just going to put Acid Betty's back. Oh, Acid Betty's back up there. Like, when it comes to this, like, that's why this got my slay of the day. But, this compared to Denali, that's why. This is just elevated and drag high, like high horror drag for me.
Acid Betty not only had the best runway look, but she also had, I know it wasn't cohesive to the other girls, but she had the best challenge look too. I felt like it was like eons ahead of everybody else's with it, because I think it even lit up.
Totally.
So she killed it. Like, Acid Betty killed it.
Yep. She said Denali needed more padding in the hips. And I know Miley is skinny, but Denali's shoulders are a little too broad.
Oh.
And she's also got some thick-ass thighs.
She has some muscle. I know she's an ice skater, but her thighs are massive. She's so muscular in her legs.
Why are you looking at her legs, girl? Why are you looking at her?
Denali is very, very good looking, like, as a man. Like, her out of drag, she's very, very cute.
She looks like too much like a girl for me, in and out of drag. Like, I look at her and I think woman. She is a month away from hormone shots, in my opinion. Like, that is a woman. I'm sorry.
She's given, like, female bodybuilder.
Like, Tsunami, for example, is sitting here as boy right now. Even with the bun on top of her head, I see man. Like, I see an attractive man, and I see a beautiful woman when she does drag. But when Tsunami is out of drag, I don't look at her and go, "Ooh, that's a woman right there." I'm like, "Oh, that's an attractive man. Ooh, honey."
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, baby.
Let me take you out to dinner first.
All right, girl. Dinner. Who said anything about dinner? Let's just go get some that. Fuck dinner.
All right.
Go.
Let's light up the flames.
Do it. All right. Next up, we have Miss Ginger Minge. I will go first on Miss Ginger since I haven't gone first yet. I fucking love this look on Ginger. I love the reference point. It fit her like a glove, which is probably hard given that her body weight is fluctuating. I did not like the hair as much, but I'm going to give her a pass because I would mop it.
I'm glad that you like it because I do not like this outfit at all. I was going to do a popcorn pass, but I haven't done a couch catastrophe on any of the girls. And it's not horrible because it does fit her well. I just don't, the overall styling of it, And I don't know what reference of Miley Cyrus she's getting. Maybe like Hannah Montana, when Hannah Montana wore like a white bodysuit. I don't know where she's getting this reference from.
Hold on, I can show you the reference. Hold on.
Yeah, show me the reference. It's either going to be, it's close to a couch catastrophe for me, but I might just do a popcorn pass as a meh because I was not a fan of this look. It does fit her well.
Can I add something onto that for you?
Yes.
So that's the worst look Ginger Minj have ever done. If you look at that photo right there, that outfit is wearing her. She's not wearing it. But that does not look like that. That looks like, hey, very let's go to a party where they're gonna do LSD. Like,
she looks like she's trying to be
this
the
is from the
version of
2015.
Elvis,
She is. This was a Miley look. It was in the 2015 tribute to Elvis, and Miley wore that look.
But that does not look like that.
Well, I mean, no, because she's skinny and Ginger is bigger as big as I am.
But it don't matter size.
It's an inspiration, so she edited it a bit. I just don't really like the circular cutouts with her, like her.
Mm-hmm. Well, she could have had a jean jacket and jean pants and did something like that more so than latex like that because it's very bunched up.
I'm just gonna give it a meh. Like I was gonna give it a couch catastrophe. I'm not gonna be that harsh because it is better than I'm sure a lot of queens looks on the runway, but it's a meh for me. It's a popcorn pass.
Can you see this?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's very old Hollywood. That's very old Hollywood meets country, and this right here meets I'm going to the Teletubbies premiere of their new movie. Mary
is giving us some fucking reads tonight. Mary is on one. Mary said it's giving trash bag with holes.
But girl, look, I've been gone for 3 weeks, so
Dakota gave it a couch catastrophe. What are you giving it, Tsunami?
Well, I thought she gave it meh.
No, she gave it a couch catastrophe because she said
I gave it.
Oh, well.
Didn't you? Isn't that what you said?
I said I was, but I'm not going to be that harsh. I'm going to give it a popcorn pass. But it is giving Winona Judd as Elvis.
Girl, be mean. Be mean. Do it.
Couch, okay. I change it. Couch catastrophe for me. I'm sorry. I don't like that.
Yes. And I second that. I did not like this look. She should have been in the bottom or whatever. For that look. Just for that.
I'm going to re-upload this old. Hold on. Just to bring it back out of retirement. Just because.
911, what's your emergency?
Why did you retire it for this episode?
Well, I just retired them all because whenever it plays, it cuts our microphones off. Okay. So I started doing the little, now that's at the bottom. What the fuck are you kidding me? This is a couch catastrophe. Oh, yes.
Can I add?
All of our graphics updates. What do you think of all of our new graphics and logos? And
it's very polished. I like it. It's very cutesy.
Our new couch.
But I do
logo.
Yes. What do you think?
I did want to also say, if you look at her promo picture and then you look at her, she looks like she just started drag compared to her promo look. And I mean, it's right there for everybody to see. So like, I'm not like reading her. I'm friends with Ginger Minj and I love Ginger Minj till the day I die. But that look right there is an absolute no.
But at the same time, you can be friends with someone and not like every single thing that they wear. So like,
Oh, I know. I will be
Look-
brutally honest with somebody.
Look at me and Dakota. She hates half the things I wear because I wear the same thing all the fucking time.
but like Mackenzie like might like my style, but she's not gonna like every single thing that I wear. Just like her, like I'm not like I don't love everything that she wears either. So
See, Mary, we love
To be
Ginger. Yes, we
fair,
do.
To be fair, Ginger has lost a shit ton of weight in the promo picture compared to what she is.
160 pounds.
and
Same with Mistress.
she's so short, and like you gain 10 pounds when you're like 5 foot or 5'2", however tall she is. It looks like you've gained 30 or 40 pounds. Whereas like someone like me, I'm 5'11", almost 6 foot tall. I gain 10 pounds. You can't even tell. Like I have to gain a good 30 pounds before you can tell I've gained weight.
Mm-hmm.
And she's very short. I think Ginger Minge is like 5'1" or 5'2". She's short.
She's teacup size.
She mean just now she's so tiny you can just put her in your pocket, carry her around.
Yes, like little lipstick.
All right. So, what did you give this look, Tsunami?
Couch catastrophe.
Couch catastrophe, honey.
Cool.
That's take it off the shelf, honey, because it's not even worth the money. Honey.
So we find out that the top 2 queens of the week are going to be
and
Tsunami back in as Denali and Ginger Minge. Do y'all agree?
People were hit. I feel like Ginger was the best out of her group and Denali was the best out of her group performance-wise. I will agree with that. But people were pissed that Ginger won. But to be honest, Ginger should have given a little bit more and Denali should have brought it down just a little bit. Denali would have like toned it down just a tiny little bit. I feel like Denali won. But Ginger Minge was focusing more on the words and emoting, whereas Denali was giving us like gymnastics performance. And she wasn't focusing as much on the words. You couldn't really see her mouth because she was moving around so much. If she would have toned it down like 20%, she would have won that lip sync. Like that, that was a very good lip sync for Denali.
Yeah. There she is. Look, this was a good lip sync for both of them. But kind of like you were just saying, Ginger Minge she did good. They both did good. So they're both right here. Ginger was, for me, a little bit slower. I feel like Ginger should have done a little bit more, but I also feel like Denali did way too much for this song. Like, was it good? Yes. Was it fierce? Yes. But this song did not call for all of that. And a bag of potato chips.
Denali should have just brought it down by like 20% so you could actually see her doing the words. And Ginger Minge, although she did every word and was more emotive, Ginger Minge needed to turn it up about 30%. So if they would have met
Thank you, Joseph Collins. Thank you. What Joseph Collins just said. Denali does not give good face. Ginger does. Giving good face is the core part of a lip sync. Yes.
Also,
and I think I've said. Go ahead.
Also, I've had talks with some people, and definitely like when you're doing a lip sync, it's not about the moves you make or anything else. It's this. So like, even with me, if I was to lip sync for my life, I'd do everything, all the cards, but at the same time, you would have to do some cool stuff, but be on it with this.
Well, because here's my opinion and I may be wrong, but as someone who has done this, if a queen is doing all of these flips and kicks and twirls on Drag Race, not in real life, if I'm at a show and they're kicking and twirling, I'm giving them a lot of money because that's what I want to see. I want to see them give life. But for a lip sync for your life, they need to see that you were able to lip sync that song, not dance that song, not buck that song, not, wear a mask over your face for half of the song. They want to see
I
you
would
lip
like to keep
syncing
it on,
and
please.
serving. Yes. So you need to be giving face, giving lip sync, She turned around so many times, and there was one point where the judges went, I think it was Ross that kind of cut his head to the side and kind of got a confused look on his face. I knew she hadn't won at that point. If the judges are looking at you confused.
Yeah.
With that said, for this, I was so bored with both of them that I probably would have gone outside and taken a smoke break. I might would have tipped them each $1 on the way out the door, but that would be it. What about y'all?
Yeah.
I just felt like Ginger needed to turn it up, and like you can't say that Denali did not give the most energy. Yeah, she needed to bring it down, but I feel like she gave the energy that the song needed. I feel like Ginger needed to turn it up, so I do feel like it should have went to Denali personally, because the energy was there. I feel like Ginger needed to turn it up a little bit. It was a fast-paced song. Like "See You Again," I've been listening to that since I was a freshman in high school when the album first came out. The Hannah Montana double flip side Miley Cyrus CD.
But like, and Tsunami is a good one to ask with this, because Tsunami, if y'all ain't seen Tsunami's videos, you should go watch them. Because Tsunami bucks the house down, twirls, does flips, back. But as someone who used to do that back in the day when I had good knees and a good back, the more you're bucking and twirling and kicking and the less money you're going to get tipped, unless there's a tip bucket going around, because people are afraid to come up or they don't want to interrupt you. So there's a point where you flip and kick and do all your little twirls, but then there's a point where you're sitting there just eating them up with that face and giving them that lip sync so you can start collecting that coin.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, Denali did it. She did really good. I will give her that back walkover thing. Oh my God. I watched it like so many times.
Not easy. Easy.
No, that is not easy at all. So like she should have won.
Well, I feel like she did too much though. You know.
She did do too much. She didn't stop, collect herself, be at the judges, and then go and do it again. It was just go.
And that's, to me, and see, she's used to having to go. And I think that's her downfall, being an ice skater. She hears the music and she boom.
Yeah.
Whereas
she is the music.
Let's use Lydia Butthole Collins as an example. When Lydia Butthole Collins sit there and did that song and just I fucked RuPaul the entire song and just didn't really do much, but just sit there staring RuPaul in the fucking eyes and just I fucking, you know.
I gotta go to the girls' room real quick, y'all.
All right. Which I agree, but like Ginger Minge did give a lip sync too. She literally lip synced that song and did it very well. Even with the facial expressions of watching Denali do this and doing that, you know? And it was awesome to watch this performance. Yes.
It was to See You Again by Miley Cyrus. Denali was flipping like a DVD on rewind, and Ginger stood there and commanded. And we all know Mama Ru loves a queen who can just stand and smolder. And so, not surprisingly, Ginger Minge wins and breaks the fucking internet because everybody has a fucking conniption fit.
Yep.
And
I mean, even if Denali would have won, somebody would have said something.
Yeah. And I don't know if this is true, but Denali did not mention it in her Roscoe's recap. She did. But there's a thing going around saying that no one sees Denali on the stage afterwards, after they announce Ginger is the winner, and when they do the dancing and stuff. So some say there's a rumor that she stormed off stage pissed off. Yeah. So that's the rumor. Don't know if it's true. But, I mean, it's giving Mistress Isabel Brooks in the finale of her season.
Well,
I mean, when you lose the pageant, you're like, pack my fucking bags. Let's go.
When you're a pageant girl and like and this is like your stick of things that you actually do off of RuPaul's Drag Race, you know, it really does take a toll on somebody when they don't win. and they've been doing this all their life. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't know. I've never lost a pageant.
Me neither.
And they've said it too. I can't remember what queen was talking about it. They were saying that some of the best drag queens will never be on Drag Race. We're talking like pageant title holders, like Miss Continental level queens that will never be on Drag Race because a pageant competition and a drag race competition are two totally different things. And it doesn't always correlate. And
well, there's so many, like Chantel Sparkles would be an amazing queen. That's one EOI and things that would be great. And there's so many other ones out there too. But like, you know, and Chantel is Trinity's daughter. And so Chantel's daughter's gotten on Drag Race. Her granddaughter or her niece has gotten on drag, or her sister and her drag mother, but she hasn't. But I mean, there's so many good names out there that, you know, I wish Erica Andrews was still alive because, girl,
she would have been.
They gagged when Sasha Colby walked into that workroom. If I was doing Drag Race and Erica Andrews walked in, I would have packed my shit, hauled it back out to the street, and hailed a cab. I would not.
Yep, it's so sad too. I actually came across when I was like, I think a sophomore in high school, Erica Andrews and Crystal Summers, both very well-known trans women in Texas. And rest in peace, Erica Andrews. But I was watching a very, very independent film called Ticked Off Trannies with Knives, and Willem Belli was in it. That was actually how I knew who Willem was. And they were all in it. And that is actually how I discovered like Crystal Summers, Erica Andrews, Willem Belli. That is literally how I came across them, was watching that movie when I was like a sophomore in high school.
First time I came across Willem was Sex in the City, when he was one of the hookers outside Samantha's apartment in the meatpacking district.
Emphasis on meatpacking district.
So Ginger Minge wins, and she has 5 points. That puts Denali in second place now with 3 points. Diabetes is right on her heels with 2 points. And Cynthia Lee Fontaine, Alyssa Hunter, and Acid Betty all have 1 point apiece.
I knew Ginger was going to be in the top 3 for this bracket even before the bracket started. I kind of thought that maybe it's either going to be Ginger, Daya, and Denali, or Ginger, Denali, and Acid, I think. I don't think Cynthia and Alyssa have that big of a chance, but I think that it's either going to be like Denali, Daya, and Acid are going to be the other 2.
And I'm sorry if y'all hear somebody snoring. It's my dog right next to me, okay? So I do apologize.
So I'm going to give a spoiler. So you don't want to hear it, and you see these fingers up. Well, hold on. You see this finger up. As long as my middle finger is up, I'm talking about a spoiler. I'm going to give you a second to mute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler time. So the spoilers say that Ginger, Daya, and Cynthia Lee Fontaine are the ones that move forward. For that to happen, I feel like, remember how we saw Acid Betty and some of the other ones saying, we need to all pull our points. We all need to pull our points.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they may pull all of their points towards Cynthia because they feel bad for her because of the cancer or whatever. But I feel like that's going to play in it. And I feel like all the lower ranking girls are going to start giving their points if that spoiler is true.
Right.
And if it is, because on Roscoe's recap, Denali was talking about how for the last 11 months, she's been crying and trying to get over everything that happened on Drag Race. That sends a message to me that she didn't make it. And if that's true, I would be pissed as fuck if I had gotten this close and I had 3 points in challenge 2 and I was in second place and I got edged out because all my other sisters gave 1 point each to all this other girl and pushed her there over me.
And they're supposed to give their points to who they think deserves to be there the most, like who deserves to go through. But like, I'm not complaining because Cynthia, although she was one of my last picks for my bracket, because you had to go off of like a couple that were left, and I love Cynthia Lee Fontaine. She wasn't my first pick, but she's in my bracket choice. So if she does make it, even better for me.
Yep. All right. We're going to stop talking about spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No more spoilers. We're done talking about it. So sorry. You want to hear? Rewind back, listen, or come back next week and hear what we said. And see if we're right or see if we're wrong. Because you never know. You never know. Nobody knows but RuPaul, Charles, and God, and the people that were there.
And
So
Michelle Visage.
All right. So, next week we are going to have the Golden Bachelor, where the queens dress up as pooches to win the heart of a golden retriever.
I was going to say it's giving the Broadway musical Cats, but it's giving the Broadway musical
bitches.
Bitches and pooches. Like,
it's like Cats, but for dogs.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this. Watching, like, this is geared for a Ginger win to me, you know. But watching the preview, I could not have told you who from that preview would win this challenge because each one of them were funny in the little snippet that we got. And of course, that's only 3 seconds of snippets. But that was, I mean, Acid Betty saying shit, you know.
Acid Betty is giving like Who from Whoville with her prosthetics.
And then here we have Ginger Minge lapping her cocktail out of her glass. You know, Denali, I think, had her leg up in the air and was going, hoo, hoo, hoo.
What is that wig?
It's.
I don't know, but I like it.
It's giving very Yorkshire Terrier.
Well, she's supposed to be a bitch. She's supposed to be a dog.
Very librarian.
How camp would it have been if they had done frogs for Ginger instead of dogs?
Like we said, if they were really trying to give it to Ginger, they probably would have done it as an amphibian and not as a dog.
Look, I know this is not me being shady when I say this, but every single one of the queens in this bracket could serve frog for realness. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. Or a lizard.
Ribbit. And I love them all. They're all great. But, you know, they're professionals. They can pull off anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And they're good at it.
So, Dakota, without giving any spoilers away, because you don't really know any, who do you think is actually in danger? And who is just faking the funk to milk some story time? Who do you think is moving forward?
I definitely think Ginger and Daya and either Denali or Acid are going to be in the top. That's just for me. The bottom for next week, I don't feel like Alyssa Hunter is like, although she's gorgeous and has great runways, I don't know if she's really a comedy queen. I don't know how well she's going to do in this, or she might do well in this, but maybe not on the level of all the others. So I feel like Alyssa is going to be the one that's kind of not going to do as well for this challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And Tsunami, if you had a choice, if you had to pick one queen from this bracket and one queen only, and that queen was guaranteed to make it to the semifinals, which queen would you pick?
By what we've seen so far?
Doesn't matter if you've seen, or it just could be, you know, just because you like them and you want this bitch, it doesn't matter what they've done. They could be horrible, but you want them to go forward because you like them.
Oh, Alyssa Edwards. I mean, not Alyssa Edwards.
Alyssa Hunter.
Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Only because you want that trade. You want that trade dick. That's what you want.
No. Very, very polished queen. Very high fashion. Brings the looks to the stage. She is a well-rounded queen. But when it comes to comedy and stuff, definitely with being Puerto Rican, her kind of comedic talk could be funny there, but on screen it could be like, what did you say, girl? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's a touchy subject, but at the same time, like, I don't think she would have done really well at this one. I don't know.
That are just for me though.
Did that
they
sound
have
right?
an advantage. Yes, but they like to me, even though the Puerto Rican queens or even any Spanish speaking queen has an advantage because they could just come into this challenge and not speak French or not speak anything or English at all. They could just 100% being all fucking Spanish. And just then make, and then just start doing some crazy stuff like humping the other, like what, just go.
But then again, but then again, don't they have to speak English?
I mean, they do, but to a certain extent. But I mean, to be on the show.
But it would have been.
But I mean, there's been a queen before
that.
I mean, yeah, there's been queens come on there before that spoke gibberish and nobody else understood. I mean, and what, Mary. I would pay good money just to be able to watch this. We need Drag Race Puerto Rico. Yes.
Absolutely.
Agree.
It would murder RuPaul's Drag Race. It would murder it
because then, and that's why I don't like it when Puerto Rican queens are on sometimes, because I don't feel like they have as fair of a shot in Drag Race US. Yes, they're United States, they're U.S. territory, they're U.S. all of this other stuff, but they speak a second language. English is not usually their first language, and it's very hard for them to be on the same even playing level as everyone else. The only way that I think it would be easier or fair, I feel like if they don't speak English as a primary, they should have someone there that is able to help interpret fast for them or help them come up with the English words, because it's so fucking difficult. Just like if you had someone there that was deaf and they would have to have an interpreter or someone signing for them. I feel like they need to have that.
Just for an example, Miss Continental 2012, you had Queen Bee Ho. Well, she had an interpreter on stage that was a former Mr. Continental and said everything incorrectly. So I forgot her name. She's at Roscoe's. I forgot her name. She was Miss Continental.
Naisha Lopez.
Yeah, Naisha Lopez had to get on stage and actually translate what she was saying the correct way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's much harder.
I will say though, there are some strong contenders for Puerto Rico because Alexis Mateo has made it to like the top 3 every time she's been on Drag Race.
Oh, absolutely.
Sophia is a very talented queen as well and designer. And Jessica Wilde is one of the best girls from, I think she's from Puerto Rico as well. So
she is.
Honestly, we've had at least three, if not more, that have made it to like the top 5 every season they've been on. And even with
Mary said hosted by Alexis Mateo. I disagree. I think it should be hosted by either Yada Sophia or Jessica Wilde, because Jessica Wilde is just, she's been around forever.
Okay, so scratch that, audience. I think Alyssa Hunter should, because she has the looks and she has the high fashion to be a host. The other ones, they have good looks and everything, but they don't compare to Alyssa Hunter. I'm sorry. The singing challenge she did, I understand. Just like me, I was like, oh, really? But she can serve looks.
Well,
and that's more so what they
see. Oh, hold on.
It's okay.
I'm just waiting to see like this back. Well, no, I'm trying to pull this back up. This right here, like I want to see this look on Drag Race on main stage. Of her, the one of her on the side, like the purple with the cape. Like, but we've not seen anything of that level. Not the no, Mary, not the look that's up, the one just to the side right here. Hold on, let me.
I feel like Alyssa Hunter's been holding back a little bit. Like she's not showing the full caliber of drag that she has in her arsenal. I feel like she's holding back a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
But honestly, the Puerto Rican queens, I don't mind the accent. I don't mind the language barrier because so many queens have used it to their advantage. Like Jessica Wilde and Yara Sophia for like the comedy challenge, they've used the accent and the language barrier as an advantage, and it has made the comedy challenge is even funnier. And
Yes.
even with Snatch Game. So,
I agree.
Okay. So, y'all got anything else you want to cover with Drag Race?
nope, let's hope the next episode.
Um,
This one was.
who do we think wins? Have we done a who we think is going to win yet, or are we not doing that?
Win the bracket or win the season?
The
Let's
bracket.
see. I feel like out of mine, I feel like Irene has the best shot. So I'll just pick one from each bracket. I feel like Irene has the best chance out of the 3 in my bracket.
To win the season.
Yes. What do y'all think out of my bracket
Okay.
alone?
I would say either Irene or Mistress.
I don't feel like they'll give it to Mistress just because of Mistress being Mistress.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think, Tsunami?
On your bracket?
Yes.
Who do you think
Right
will
here?
win? Out
Yeah,
of
just
her
my bracket.
Oh.
We're just going to pick our top 3 from each one, and then we'll pick from that.
Daya.
Okay. Out of Dakota's, I feel like
Lydia or Ginger?
yeah, I feel like it's got to be either Lydia or Ginger, and I'm gonna say Lydia just because they brought her back so quickly that she's RuPaul's new favorite. So I could see them giving it to her.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Well,
I
they would give it to her. She would more so earn it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I could
Probably
see.
something we haven't seen.
But also Ginger Minge, this is how many times she's been on Drag Race now, like 4 times. I feel like she might win just for that reason. They
And
might
did
be
so well.
So
Yeah.
I would say for my bracket, either I can't pick one. I would say either Lydia or Ginger. For
Yeah.
If they're talking, I cannot hear.
Hold on. Yeah, we're talking, girl.
Oh, I can
You're not
hear.
here?
I can
Okay.
hear.
From your bracket,
I can hear now.
Okay. I honestly
Grenada.
feel like Bosco has the best chance out of Tsunami's bracket.
yeah, I would say Georges or Bosco out of the winning contenders for the season. Out of her.
What
bracket.
about you, Tsunami?
Named Bosco or George.
Yep. Yeah. So then, out of all of those, I'm gonna say I feel like I feel like either Georges or Bosco are gonna win the whole thing.
I feel like it's gonna be either Bosco or Lydia.
What do you
Really?
think, Tsunami?
Okay. I was thinking Bosco and Ginger. Because I'm
I
hearing
mean, and I could
some
see
things.
honestly, any of the ones that any of us have said, could easily win it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Ginger was my
Yeah.
third. Ginger, Lydia, and Bosco are like my top picks.
Honestly, it's just going to depend on who does good in Snatch Game out of all of these. I mean, because somebody could bomb Snatch Game. We never know.
Yeah.
And just then who gets the luck of the draw when it comes to the lip sync battle. It's just there's a lot more of left up to chance for this season, and I like that.
Yeah.
Let's see what they said in the comment. Joseph Collins said Cynthia has made an entire career with Cuckoo. Yes,
Oh, always.
she has.
Every interview. My cuckoo.
My Cuckoo. And then just a reminder, I said it at the beginning, but I'll say it here at the end. Just because we are pushing it, we are entering Big Brother season. Big Brother 27 will be here on Thursday, July 10th at 8/7 Central with a 90-minute premiere, followed by another 90 minutes on Sunday, July 13th. After that, you can catch all of the hot mic moments and HOH Heartbreak every Wednesday, 8 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time with live evictions on Thursdays from 8 to 9, and Sundays 8 to 9 will be as well. Then don't forget, Big Brother Unlocked will drop every other Friday starting July 25th at 8/7 Central, giving you never-before-seen footage, surprise guest appearances, and former house guests spilling the tea like it's boiling hot HOH brew. So whether you're here for the queens or competitions, Whether you're here for lip syncs with Drag Race or live feeds with Big Brother, your Couch Potato Queens will have your summer covered like a wig on a hot, humid day. Period. And keep an eye out for a special episode with the OG Queens, where we are going to give you our top 20 Big Brother house guests of all time, and we will be ranking all 26 seasons of Big Brother without including Big Brother over the top, because that one just don't count. So Tsunami, where can the ladies and gentlemen and theys and thems and those who have yet to decide find you on social media?
Oh, you can follow me on social media at Tsunami Rayne Duvall, TSUNAMI RAYNE on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Threads, all the things.
Or on your local corner on Friday and Saturday nights from 1 a.m. till 3 a.m. And I'll be on the other corner hoeing her out.
And you get a goodie bag.
Period. You get a take-home goodie bag and a photo op.
Photo op, babe.
Dakota,
Photo
where
op.
can people follow you at, honey?
You can follow me like the handle at the bottom, Dakota Rayne with an E, Dakota Rayne XOXO on Facebook and Instagram. And then I believe it's Dakota Rayne Wages on TikTok and YouTube, but I don't really post on there yet. So really just Facebook and Instagram.
And y'all can follow me on Instagram or TikTok at KenzieJoe205, and I believe that is my blue sky as well, or on Twitter at Kenzie_reality. You can also follow the Couch Potato Queens on Facebook. Like us on Twitter at Couch Potato QWNZ, Instagram, which we've just started posting on again, and make sure you have subscribed to our YouTube channel, and make sure you like and comment. If you are commenting during the live stream, it doesn't count. So after it's ended, if you just hit refresh, make sure to hit that like button and leave us a comment. It helps out the algorithm so much. You can also go to our website at www.couchpotatoqueens.com that currently links to our YouTube page. Well, y'all, we have enjoyed having y'all here. We will see y'all back here next time. And until then, stay shady, stay sparkly, and if life hands you a denim jumpsuit, make it a runway moment. Bye, y'all.
Bye.